Hi there, this is one of the modules inside of my Junkerqueen course. I'm going to be giving it to you for free. If you find that you like how I explain the way to play Junkerqueen in this video, you can go check out my school community. It's going to be the second link in the description. That's where you're going to get access to this. Anyway, hope you enjoy. I want to talk about Junkerqueen's shout today, okay? Because shout is obviously her best ability and it's the thing that's going to let you get kills. But there's two mistakes people make. One, they get it forced out before anything even happens, so that when they do want to use it, well, I mean, they don't have it to use, so that's not very good. And then two, they use it at incorrect times, when it's not correct. And what do I mean by that? When you don't have the resource advantage over the enemies, and you're just using it, right? So you want to use shout when you have an advantage over the enemies, which gives you reasonable kind of, you know, reasons to go on people. Like, for example, this Life Weaver has no dash, so now I can go on him with my shout and just kill him for free, right? Does that make sense? Like, you want to use it when you have a cooldown advantage over the enemies. You don't just want to use it because you can. You want to use it for a reason. Like for example, this Sig has no rock. I can probably go for him. Anna's not paying attention. I can go for her. They use Suzu. I can just go for them. I'm sure I'm whiffing, but I'm also distracting the supports, so it's fine, right? Like, you want to use it when the enemies have used cooldowns or they're otherwise very low. And the big thing, you don't want to get it forced out early. How do you not get it forced out early? By using cover and distance, and just not feeding and trying to kill the enemies all of the time, right? You need to poke, you need to chill, you need to force that cooldown. Now, in this case, I may have to use it early so that I don't die. Like, that's just one of them things. Yeah, I'm dead. I trolled, my bad. Yeah, my bad. I trolled, so like that, you can see that. I got my shout forced out early because I was in a bad position. And then because I got it forced out, I didn't have it for when I actually needed it. And that's why it's important to save it for when you actually need it. And then in the meantime, you want to use the rest of your kit to force out the cooldowns. I could have maybe used my shout to get on that guy, but I didn't really feel like it. Oh, I didn't realize that was a tie there. My bad. I low-key didn't even hear it. I could have used shout to survive it, by the way, because the tie does 600 damage, and the shout gives you, I believe it's 200. Yeah. So that's my bad. I could have used that to live. All right, we're just gonna chill, poke, just try and get around, try and force out cooldowns, try and get people low. All that good stuff, you know. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna chill. Hazard's low, so I can go for him. You see how I'm using my shout now that they're low? I have to use my ult in order to not die here. Okay, they use sleep, so I can definitely, I can go in maybe if I need to. I can shoot the hazard for free. Now I can just go in. Okay, cool. I have shout, so after the rock, well, guess what? I'm gonna walk on this guy. Okay, I can't walk at him because it's too dangerous, but you can see the mindset. Gonna go for a carnage. We just poke. They used rock. Maybe I can go in. I pull him out. He used grasp. Awesome. Genji's in. That's my advantage. I'm in. See ya. Boom. And that's when I want to use my shout. Exactly when the enemies are the most killable, okay? When are they going to be killable? No cooldowns, low HP, they're distracted, all of these signs. But like, you want to actually look for the signs. You don't just want to walk around and just do nothing. Freya might be the most annoying hero in this game right now. I'm not kidding. And now I'm just going to chill. Like Zarya. She walks forward. I don't want to get my shout forced out early, so I'm going to play in a position where I can use cover and live. Now I can go for Zarya because she's low and she has no bubble. And sure, I didn't kill her, but that's okay. 2 dead, cool, which is cool. Just gonna back up, you know. No point staying in. And like this is how I'm gonna live, and my team doesn't, right? Because they don't back up when the enemies come forward. This is also how I'm gonna be able to keep my shout as well. I'm gonna poke, chill. I'm gonna shoot my gun. See gas. I'm gonna use my shout now because they're low. Crap, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, she has Suzu? I didn't know she had Suzu, bro. I thought she used it. Oh my god, bro. I trolled, my bad. I was like, bro, this is a massive ult opportunity, but she had Suzu. I didn't realize. My bad. Probably should have pushed the cast. Problem is, we have Sim. We're not really using the CP, but that's okay. I'm not going to blame anyone else for my actions. Of course, Knife and Carnage, this is what's going to help you actually get the damage done. My whole game just froze. That's awesome. I really love that for me. But here, cast is low. I'm going to use my shout to go on him. And then that's how you actually get kills, okay? I'm going to just poke. Zara's in. She's feeding. And now that they don't really have any cooldowns, that's when I can use my shout to go in. Just shoot my gun. Very easy. Some more over there. Move poke up. And then there we go. Pretty simple. It's like, even though I messed up a few times, like with my ult and stuff, the way I'm using shout and the way I'm trying to force like cooldowns is what is allowing me to just get so much fucking value. Okay, so again, what are the two things that I mainly want to think about? Not getting my shout forced out early, and not using shout at a bad time. How do I use my shout at a bad time when the enemies aren't really killable? I want to wait until they commit their own cooldowns. I don't want to use mine to try and kill them until after they've used their own. Go for a little knife there. So now we have an advantage. We can go forward and kill them. Why? The Ryan had no shield. The Sig now has no rock. I can keep going in, right? And that's when you want to use your shout. Oh my god, I'm the fucking greatest to ever do it. Like I just hit those. Also that bleed lasted so long. Okay, I have shout. I don't want to go in and just feed. That's like the big thing. I want to go in and force like cooldowns. Oh, how are you dead? So like that's what Ryan did. He went in and fed and he trolled. But like you don't want to do that. You want to go in when it's the right time. Like no rock. Okay, form, awesome. I'm gonna just wait out these cooldowns. I have no reason to really go in right now. Now I can try and go in. Unfortunately, I got chained. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Oh, I was down Sim as well. My bad. I wanted to try and go in because they had used rock and Nemesis form, but that wasn't the best time to go in. I should have waited like half a second longer. I would have had the coalescence and then we would have won. So patience is a very big thing for tank players, right? It's a big reason why they feed. Like here, yeah, I could have gone in, but it's too dangerous. Now I can go for the ram because guess what? He's just feeding. He used Nemesis form. He used shield. He used vortex. So like now he just died. Like it's not that complicated. He uses cooldowns. He feeds, so I can just go in and then just use that. Unfortunately, I can't help with that shout. So here I have to use my shout to try and keep myself alive because I got double ulted, right? But like you don't want to get your shout forced out. Like you want to use it as like a worst case scenario thing. Like worst case scenario is you getting your shout forced out. And you definitely don't want to go in and feed to make that worst case scenario happen. So like Orisa, for example, this guy's going to have to use a bunch of cooldowns, he's going to take a bunch of damage, and then he's probably going to die unless I help him there, right? So here, I'm going to poke. Try and get around. Okay, well, they use rock, but my Orisa's also dead, so... But I can use my shout to try and kill him. And then once they use Suzu, that's when I can also commit my ultimate as well. He should die, yeah, nice. Come here. Gonna dodge the ult because I'm him. Gonna pull the sword because I'm also him. So why do I use my shout on the Sojourn? Because I pulled her in and she's in a vulnerable position and she's very killable, right? That's why the knife and the carnage are so good, because they help you force out these cooldowns that then allow you to just kill people for basically free. Okay, like they use Suzu and stuff, I can potentially go in and kill them, maybe. Does that mean I'm gonna go in and kill them? No, because then we'll end up feeding, right? So now I'm gonna use my shout to get out because I don't want to die. And I'm okay with giving the enemy space here so that we can come back and win another fight. It's very important for fundamental and tank. If you're down people and you don't have the advantage, bro, just give up some space. It's okay. You can happily give up space there. Like, hey, cool. I'm not trying to fight that. All good, man. Because now look at the Ram. He's just going in and feeding, and his nemesis form's gonna run out very soon, and then he just ends up dying. Unfortunately, I did also go in a little bit too much as well, because I wanted to get greedy for the Surge. He just walked into the dart. I don't know why he did that. He could have easily lived, but okay. Can we touch? I mean, I think Monkey's gonna primal. We have the CP though. I can definitely touch. Okay, so here, even though it's kind of scary, I'm not actually gonna go in and feed. Like, I'm just gonna go do this. I'm gonna chill here. Maybe I can even go for an off angle. I'm not gonna bother that because there's a Surge there. And I don't want to die. I'm gonna go chase the Surge because why not? You know. And then pay attention to how I fight this guy. I don't use my shout unless I'm gonna die or he's also gonna die. Right? Like, I don't just use it for the sake of using it. I wait. Am I gonna die? Am I gonna have to kill him? Then I use my shout based on that. Yeah, we have no reason to play down there. Just play up here. Having the sim here is really nice. Boom. Alright, now we're just playing the cooldown game. I'm trying to force that cooldown here. Updraft, okay. Of course, I don't want to get my shit forced out. So I'm gonna play nice and safe. And now when we have an advantage potentially, I can go in. Okay, Nem form. I put in the Sig, maybe he's killable. I'm gonna go for an ult, maybe we can win. I don't think we're gonna be able to win here, unfortunate. But I can use that to live for sure. Oh man. Help me! I'm dead. I mean that I just had to clutch up the fight. I think it was too little too late. Because like yeah, I could go for the ult, but my team's already there, so there's no point.
Pick up your feet, you drongos.
And I don't think we have like any ults either, so it's kind of hashtag cooked. Okay, Ram use form. Keep that in mind. I can touch. Tragic. Maybe I should have just gone out the other door. Yeah, look, no form. Now he's pretty killable, but I still don't overextend. Like, yeah, he's killable, but I'm also killable, right? So I don't want to go in and just feed. That's stupid. Okay, I'm gonna just run away. Why? Because we don't really have the space to play here, so I don't want to die. You could also use shout to try and help your team. It's a very niche use. I wouldn't really think about it too hard, but you can definitely help your team with shout here. We have wall. I'm over to get some value. And after Surge, I tried to force that slide, which is the double slide perk. My bad. And yeah, I just chill. There's not really anything I can do. There's nothing I need to try and do. So I'm just running and fed. All good. That's okay. I can just force that cooldowns. It's okay. I'm gonna use my shout so that I don't die. And wow, that perk is so strong. I just lived that because I got 200 health for free. Right, so there, I didn't get my shout forced out. They overextended into me and used all of their cooldowns, which then allowed me to use my shout just so I could live. Right? Like, can you see the difference between me forcing myself to use shout because I'm in a bad position, and then kind of overextending into me just so that they can get a kill? Have ult, but they still have carry, so I want to be very, very careful here. Forcing my cooldowns. Okay, cool. Suzu, I'm in. You want to use your ult in the exact same way as you do your shout. You want to force out the cooldowns first, and then go in aggressively. I'm gonna wait. Now I can go in. I'm gonna knife him as I come down. Man, that hero is so bad, man. So then there we go. We end up winning the game because of that massive ult. I want to go in the replay and show you like how good that ult was. But first, look at the stats. 37-7. Why? I'm able to get a bunch of kills because I'm using my shout correctly, I'm using my cooldowns correctly. I have the least deaths in the server. How? Because I'm not getting my shout forced out, which means I've always got it for if I need it, okay? So let me just show you the ult here. Let me go back to 5. Right, so I'm just playing patiently, right? We're chilling here. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. I don't use shout until I feel like I'm in danger, which is kind of... Do I even use shout here? Yeah, I use shout here when I see the rock. But then look at this. They use Suzu because they thought I was killable. And now guess what? I have ult. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit, what, like 5 people? I actually only hit 3 people somehow, which is crazy. But because I waited out the cooldown, forced out Suzu, I was then able to just go in and get a bunch of people. And like this was enough to like win the game, right? Because obviously I killed Cass. The Ram has no team. We were able to kill the Mizuki. These guys have to back up. And that is the power of patience. And that's it for the shout guide on Junkerqueen. So if you really found that helpful and you like the way I explain it and you've been able to go into your own games and kind of practice what I've been preaching, I highly recommend you either get coaching and or obviously the school that I mentioned below. It's the second link and the first link in the description. Hope this helped. See ya.